I'm asking you to make the smaller sacrifices that purify your character. Hello and welcome to Own Your Lane. This is a best place for ambitious people who are taking charge of their lives, making that impact, making the money, and living fulfilling lives. How are you doing in this amazing month of January? I hope you are doing well. I hope the year is unfolding pretty cool, right? And I hope you're sticking to your goals and sticking to the things that you set out to do. That is always a challenge after the novelty of the year fades away. You're like, okay, let's just do life as usual because nothing is changing. I hope you're sticking to it because things change after you sustain the change that you want to enforce. That was a mouthful, but I hope it makes sense to you because things will change when you sustain the change that you want to see happen. So if you want to lose weight, please don't stop working out. If you want to get deeper with God, please don't stop praying. You will see results. Maybe not in a flash, but the results come when consistency reigns. All right? Today I want to talk about paying the price. And it's a subject that is not exciting per se because it talks about pain and suffering and sticking with things. But really, most of us want to succeed. Most of us want to win. We want the fruit. But the fruit comes from the pain. The fruit comes from the sacrifice. You have to pay the price. When you receive the fruit without paying the price, it is illegal. Okay, that's why people get caught because they're ripping where they didn't plant. But I didn't mean illegal, literally, though that can count. But I mean like where you have these situations where you receive things, you don't understand how they came in, like the donor aid situation, where your life doesn't change in spite of the money coming through because you don't understand the sacrifice involved in generating that income, in having the discipline required to sustain that income. You don't know what it is. So when it comes to you freely, you don't understand and therefore you don't value it. Right? So we want good things. We want to live meaningful lives, significant lives. We want to leave a mark. We want to achieve wealth. We want to achieve impact. We want to live to the fullest. But that will come at a price. You know why so many people don't live that kind of life? You know why so many people fade away, leave and just fade away? Because there is a price that comes with the high life. There's a price that comes with high achievement. And very few are willing to pay for it. That's why we have a lot of people that exist on the average scale. Very few people at the top. We want to break through, right? That's why we're here. We want to break past the average to then get to the top and pull so many people, our families, our friends, our cousins, our communities, our countries forward. And that's why we have to pay the price to pave the way. Sacrifices can be big or small. And the big ones, I think, demand attention, and those ones can be easier to face up with. For example, you have to quit your job. That's a big sacrifice. You have to relocate. That is also big and obvious. Then there are these ones, the subtle, small sacrifices that I feel are the ones that are the true test of character. These ones you do privately. These ones you face them in your own space, and then they show how integral you are as a person. They purify your character, and then the rewards come out in a big way later. So it can be waking up earlier, saying you would do what you said you'd do to yourself. You said you'd wake up to read, you said you'd wake up to pray, and you do that consistently. Nobody's watching, nobody's clapping. And when the rewards come, it's public and people don't understand. Suddenly, you are amazing. Suddenly, you are deep with God. Suddenly, you have built a whole business. They don't understand what happened. But it was those small steps that you were taking in secret, on your own, keeping your own promises, that are yielding big results. The big sacrifices, they put a demand on you, and I'm not saying they're easier or they can be just looked away from, but I'm asking you to make the smaller sacrifices that purify your character, because those are the ones that will bring in the results that you seek. So I like to talk about my story a lot, and my story is quite interesting looking back now because there was a lot of goals and ambition. They're still there, the goals and ambitions. But in the past, I did not understand the sacrifices that my goals demanded. So I always dreamt big, always planned big, always was ambitious. But when you looked at my life, it wasn't paying any prices. So I was living anyhow, waking up anyhow. I was not self-educating. I was watching TV when I wanted to. I was leaving my workplace when I wanted to. I was just like a free bird, and I thought I was a free spirit, and that's how I am. But in actual sense, I was just sabotaging my own growth. Now, if you want big things in life, you will have to pay the price. There's no other way other than the illegal ways, right? So if you want the big things in life, you need to pay the price, and the price is intentional, it's voluntary. So you have to put yourself under discipline. The one time I remember that I paid a price, even in my free spirit times, was when I wanted to do my ACCA. That is a qualification in accountancy. I finished my college education, got my degree in accounting, and the next step was to get my professional qualification so that I can become a chartered accountant. And that was something that was really admired, elevated in the industry. So it was just the obvious next step for every accounting student. So me, in my lazy, chilled out, free spirit attitude, I took that same attitude towards my SCCA qualification, and I was paying my own school fees. When I was in university, I was on a scholarship, the government scholarship, which was awesome. So I didn't feel the pain, like I said, free things. Free things sometimes can mess with you. So I didn't feel the pain. I didn't feel like I was losing anything. It was free, so I was just being educated there. But with this one, I had to take my little salary, and it was a small amount of money. It was around 60,000 Malawi kwacha, which is around $100 or so per month. I had to take some of that, maybe half of it, to pay for ACCA, my professional qualification. And I wrote 4 subjects, and I was like, well, I just passed things, because I used to just pass when I was in uni without putting so much effort. So I was like, oh, this is going to be the same thing. I failed. I wrote 4 subjects. I passed 1 and failed 3 subjects. And that for me was a wake-up call. I was like, oh my goodness. And it was a wake-up call not because I failed. It was a wake-up call because my money, this was half my money, my hard-earned money. And my employer said they would give me back my money if I pass. And I was like, what? They don't give me back? I'm not getting my money back? And then also, I had never failed at anything before. I was always passing whether I put effort or not. And so I was like, oh my goodness, I actually failed. It was a wake-up call. And that was the first time I sacrificed. After work, I would stay at work and study like 3 hours, 2 hours. And at home, there'd be these cool shows. Like my family used to watch Big Brother. So we would gather around on a Sunday night and people would be choosing, who's going on, let's watch this. And I used to always want to watch that. And I remember one time I was like, I can't. I just went to the boys' quarters and stayed there to study. And I remember one time waking up at 1 a.m. I was studying, and then I slept, and then I slept in the boys' quarters, and then I overslept. I didn't notice that it was 1 a.m. So I had to carry my little books and go back to my room, and the quarters was detached from the house. So I had to walk in the middle of the night. I was scared to the house, so that was the time I sacrificed. The first time I put my heart into something, and it's because I felt some kind of pain, and there was no detachment between the goal and my work. Okay, so in the past, I could do whatever and the result was the same. So this time I understood that if I put effort in this, I will not lose my money, but I will also prove to myself that I can't fail. I'm not a failure. So I put my effort in there. I was praying, I was working hard, and I passed the next 3 subjects and the next 3. So there was one time that I failed 3 and that was my wake-up call, and that was my first experience of sacrifice. After that, I think I went back to my own usual thing because I had achieved this. I didn't have my purpose in place, so I didn't have any extra motivation to apply that same effort to the rest of my life. So I would still just wait for me to just get opportunities because I'm smart. I'll just get things, I'll get that. But eventually, when I understood my purpose, I also came with the same baggage, the same habits of being lazy, of just wanting things to happen. But then there was nobody to save me because nobody was sponsoring my purpose. My purpose is sponsored by God, but God will not come do things for me. He wants me to do the natural so he can do the supernatural. So that was when I was like, oh, okay, your girl is not focused. Oh, your girl is not diligent. Your girl doesn't keep time. Your girl is distracted. Your girl, there were so many things that came out of myself that I didn't like. The things that I wished were different. So that was when I understood I need to change. I need to sacrifice my sleep. I need to sacrifice how I eat, because I had gained so much weight as well. So I had to sacrifice so many things, and I had to learn discipline. It was hard, but when I look back right now, I wonder if I had started this sooner, I'm sure my business wouldn't be where it is right now. It would be further. My personality would be further. Like everything about me would be further ahead. My purpose would have been known earlier, but I was very passive in my life, and I was not making any sacrifices. I hated pain of any sort, and where there was any pain, when I'm running, when I'm waking up in the morning, I would shut it down. I'd be like, no, that's not good because it's painful. But I've understood that pain is just your body resisting. But your spirit knows what you can do. Your spirit wants to elevate. Your spirit wants to get to where God has designed it to be. Your body will be like, no, girl, let's chill here. No, boy, let's be here. But when you push through, when you push, your body complies. And you'll be surprised the things that used to hurt, the things that felt like sacrifices, stop being sacrifices. And then the things that you desire will be within reach. You will achieve them and even exceed them when you sacrifice. So are you willing to pay the price for the things that you desire? One thing that helps with paying the price is getting accountability. So when you have written your goals down, it's January, most of us do that. And I've done a couple of videos that pertain to writing your goals down. Get accountability. With your goals, there should be supporting habits that need to be introduced, that need to be reinforced. Get accountability, a friend who can keep you accountable, a coach who can keep you accountable, because that will help you with discipline. That will help you with paying the price, because it's so painful, because it's not pleasant, and because most of the things that we want to achieve don't have a sponsor. Like your employer is not looking to see if you're disciplined in one area or not. As long as you're performing, you need somebody else who is invested in your journey. I have a program, Circle of Greatness, where I mentor people, I support people in their greatness journey. That could be a great investment for you. You can check the link in the description box. It's a good platform to be around people who are elevating their lives, who are working to do amazing things in life. They understand their weaknesses and they understand their strengths, and they're pushing past that towards their strength to achieve what they want. So do get in touch to join the Circle of Greatness mentorship program. It is an amazing 4-week intensive course that will propel you forward, especially at the start of a year like this. You need something like that to propel you forward towards the goals you have set, the ambitions that you have, and to set into place the sacrifices you need to make and the discipline you need to install. So this brings the question: what are you willing to give up for your purpose? What are you willing to give up for your goal? What are you willing to sacrifice to get to where you need to get to? There are friendships you need to sacrifice. There are TV shows that you need to sacrifice. Some music you need to sacrifice. A lot of the things that you need to sacrifice are pleasurable for your body, but maybe detrimental or slowing you down towards the goals that you need to achieve, the purpose you need to see happen in your life. If you're willing to sacrifice, then the goal is within your reach. But if you don't pay the price, welcome to average. You stay average, mediocre, and then just come through life and stick around and then exit life. But I know you are created for so much more. So let's be clear about the sacrifices. Prepare your mind, prepare your spirit for the sacrifices you need to make. Maybe you need to pray, to fast, you need to give, you need to learn, you need to invest in your education, whatever it is. Be willing to invest in yourself. You're planting in yourself and you will reap the harvest. The harvest is always more than what you planted, but the harvest is always later. And the people who get to harvest are the ones who understand that the harvest will not happen in the same month. But if they hold on and they push through and they keep pushing, even though they don't see results, the results eventually follow. All right, I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any comments, any questions, please feel free to get in touch with me on social media. My name is Mavis Zaina Kanjada. There are some links in the description box that will take you to my social, but also please like, subscribe, share, and comment so that we can continue to grow this community and we can continue to interact and level up. Every Tuesday there's a new video, so stick around and there'll be more value-adding content to elevate your life. I'll see you soon next week. Bye-bye.